Hello. It is your mom of three in NYC, and I am back with another video. If this happens to be your first time on my channel, welcome. My name is Taneza. I'm the mother of three precocious kids living in the heart of New York City. I'm always welcoming new members into my YouTube family, my tribe, and you only have to do one thing. Smash that button down below, the one that says subscribe. You won't be sorry. Let's just say that. I will make it worth your subscription. If you have already subscribed, thank you for the support. Make sure that your notifications are on, so every video I get, you get the alert. Within my tribe are my favorites. I have favorites, my Bible scholars, and we have been reading through the Bible this year. I would love to have you join us. We are currently in the middle of 2 Chronicles. This review covers 2 Chronicles chapters 9 and 10. Let's get started. The Queen of Sheba visits King Solomon. I wanted to read verses 1 and 2 out of chapter 9. When the Queen of Sheba heard of Solomon's fame, she came to Jerusalem to test him with hard questions. Arriving with a very great caravan, with camels carrying spices, large quantities of gold, and precious stones, she came to Solomon and talked with him about all, not some, all she had on her mind. Solomon answered, not some, all of her questions. Nothing was too hard for him to explain to her. Nothing was too hard for him. That wisdom from the Lord. Queen Sheba told Solomon that the report that she had heard about him did not do him any justice. His wisdom far exceeded anything she had heard. What a compliment. Queen of Sheba gave King Solomon 100 talents of gold. How much gold, you may ask? 17 tons of gold. Gave him large quantities of spices and precious stones. Verse 12, King Solomon gave the Queen of Sheba all she desired. Not some, all she desired and asked for. He gave her more than she had brought to him. Then she left and returned to her own country. Solomon's splendor. Every year, Solomon received 666 talents of gold. How much gold, you may ask? 25 tons. He made 200 large shields of hammered gold. Each shield was made of 7.5 pounds of gold. For perspective, my daughter was 7 pounds 2 ounces at birth. So more gold than the weight of a newborn child. A lot of gold. He also made 300 small shields, 3 3/4 pounds of gold. He then made a throne of ivory and pure gold. It had 6 steps, a footstool with armrests on either side, lion standing on it. I'm gonna find a picture for you guys and put it here. All, not some, all of the household items were made of gold. I wanted to read verses 22, 23, and 24. King Solomon was greater in riches and wisdom than all the other kings of the earth. All the kings of the earth sought audience with Solomon to hear the wisdom God had put in his heart. Year after year, everyone who came brought a gift. Articles of silver and gold and robes, weapons and spices, horses and mules. Solomon had favor not only with the Lord, but with his peers, other kings and queens, and his people. King Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over Israel for 40 years. His son Rehoboam succeeded him as king. Chapter 10. This chapter is about Israel rebelling against Rehoboam. All of Israel went to see Rehoboam, the new king. Verse 4, that your father, King Solomon, put a heavy yoke on us. But now lighten the harsh labor and the heavy yoke he put on us, and we will serve you. Rehoboam tells them to return in 3 days. He consults with the elders, the same elders who had also served his father, King Solomon. Verse 7, these elders replied to him, if you, King Rehoboam, will be kind to these people and please them and give them a favorable answer, they will always be your servants. King Rehoboam rejected their advice. Instead, he chose to follow the advice of his peers, the young men whom he had grown up with. He did not listen. I have underlined wise counsel. He did not listen to wise counsel. Jeroboam and the people returned in 3 days as King Rehoboam had instructed. King Rehoboam answered them harshly. Verse 14, he followed the advice of the young men and said, my father made your yoke heavy. I will make it even heavier. My father scourged you with whips. I will scourge you with scorpions. King Rehoboam then sent out Adoniram, who was in charge of the forced labor. The Israelites stoned him to death. King Rehoboam was able to escape to Jerusalem. Bible scholars, that concludes our review of 2 Chronicles chapters 9 and 10. Please make sure to leave all questions, comments, or revelations in the comments down below. Our next review will cover 2 Chronicles chapters 11 and 12. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in our next review. Bye, Bible scholars.